Hey, it's Shop Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real. Good morning, lovely people and shop talkers. What's happening?
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Hey, listen, the biggest game of the year, every year, is coming on. And we're going to shop talk you right into that Ohio State versus Michigan. All right.
Oh,
and
y'all,
boy. Listen, y'all got to check out TC Caffey. I'm going to say that because that's my little cousin. Check them out. You know anybody that play on the Ohio State team? You know, they like superstars. Forever.
No.
Nope. Well, TC Caffey, root them on.
Okay.
All right.
And Amber, would you look like that? Like, I don't really know football. Is that what's happening?
Right. I don't.
Well, my alma mater is Penn State, so.
Oh, that's right. It would be. You gotta shout some people out. I ain't mad.
You know, I went to Penn State. So.
Okay. Hey, do your thing.
But Ohio State, you know, they right next door. And we not playing them. You know, we got to root them on.
Yeah, y'all had that dude with the statue that got removed, right?
Yeah.
Shots fired! Oh!
Yeah.
But you know what? Speaking of that, do you really think that somebody who actually, you know, you earned it, and then you do something that's not really morally correct, and I'm not downplaying it, I'm just trying to look at it from another angle. Do you think it negates, because y'all be saying, I'll be like, there I go with that Bill Cosby stuff again, but do you think that it negates your talents? Talk to me. Let's shop talk.
Actually, no, it does not negate your talent, but it does negate your morality, like your integrity. Like you just, you did not. He should have spoke up.
Okay.
I mean, you knew about what was going on, but you did not speak up.
Okay.
And you were the head of everything. You was the first person that should have been on it.
Oh, go ahead, Amber D. I know you about to go deep. Tell us. Teach us this morning.
I'm going to say, I feel like it's doesn't compromise their morality, because I feel like their morality was already compromised by the incident in question, but it will compromise their legacy. It is going to diminish the way people are going to remember them. Mm-hmm. And the only thing we have is our legacy. So when you have someone who's not as famous, just saying it's like grandma or somebody. Grandma passes away. And grandma did more good things in life than bad things. That's not to say grandma never did nothing bad. She never wronged nobody. She was never foul. She never made mistakes. No. It's just that people are going to focus on the good things grandma did. But when you do something atrocious or horrible, what's going to happen is people's memories of you are going to be substantially diminished, and your shortcomings and your failures are going to be overshadow your successes and your strengths, and that's exactly why the statue was taken down.
All right, well, let me put this out here since you used the analogy of grandma. Anna Mae Rudolph ain't never did nothing wrong, and Marguerite Tootie Facing ain't never did nothing wrong. I just want to put that out there for the rest of the people. No.
Right. Let them know, girl. Let them know.
No, the grandma ain't did that. She ain't did it. No, I get what you're saying, and I want to even talking about the Confederate flag. Same thing. It's like, what does this stand for? So I get it, but I just wanted to look at it from another angle, because y'all know sometimes I be trying to be the antagonist. I'm like, we got to look at this from all angles. You know?
Yeah, true.
And if it's there, it shows like, oh, okay, this person did something great, and not just the bad things that they did to affect the victims, because that's what's happening with this whole cancel culture. And I believe it started with this here. And it's like, oh, okay, we're getting ready to diminish anything that you've ever done because you made a bad decision. Not just talking about your Penn State dude, because I won't even give him the time, for his, I won't even give him his name. Y'all got to look that up. But it's like, okay, well, we'll take this down for the victims. And what's happening is people who were hurt. So maybe you may have, not diminishing their hurt, 5 people over here that were hurt. Okay, we're going to remove it. But that's what's happening with the whole cancel culture. And it's like, okay, maybe one person is offended by this, so we need to take it down because the masses, don't need to see this because they're hurt. So now the masses need to jump onto this bandwagon. So again, I want to put this out here. The views of Mel is not the views of the co-host on Shop Talk with Mel. But I just want you guys to look at how something that may be smaller, it just grows and grows. And then you're like, okay, well, you did this and I'm offended by it. What? Well, yeah, you write with black ink and I like blue. Because, look, because blue ink is the one that you use that we know that that's the original. You got that one person. It's the truth. But it's like, boom, everybody. Nope, Mel, you can't use your black pen. Everybody got to use the blue pen. So that's how it derives. But, yeah, and look, that's how it starts. And then they're like, we're canceling you. I don't like what you said, Amber D. We're canceling you. Yeah, no more opinions. So we're not talking about the facts. We just talk about just the opinions, not being able to voice how you really feel. All right, listen. We already know income tax coming in. Christmas, boom, we done, wobbled, gobble till you wobble. We going into the Christmas season. It's time for the Christmas music. And the catfish season. Don't get jacked for your income tax. Oh. It's that time, baby. It is that time. So, and I want the listening audience to chime in. You can call, you can text at 619-902-2287. And if you are viewing us, you can go ahead and post your comment and we'll read them out loud. What's some tips? Because, I didn't know Facebook had like a dating site. And it's like millions of people on it.
They just like to come up in the inbox and be like, what's up? How? Or like send friends requests and then start inboxing you. But there's certain, I'm not going to say racist people or just certain people. They'll sweet talk you, but like certain signs, like
sweet talk you how? Like, hey, little mama, like the Yin Yang twins, like sweet talk you how?
Dear, how are you, dear?
See, that sound like them Africans
today, dear, things like that.
That sound like them Africans
when they trying to scam you. Listen, they will avoid. They'll send pictures. They may not be theirs, because whoever they're a catfish. They'll pretend they're somebody else. They'll hack your accounts and other pictures or whatever, or copy pictures, make up a name and account and everything. They will avoid talking to you. They will avoid like video chat, things like that. Especially if you're asking and they won't chat with you. They'll avoid that. Eventually, it'll get to the point where, I don't want anything from you. You're just beautiful. This, I just want to talk to you.
So do you entertain that? Like if they don't want anything, they just want to talk to you? Do you entertain it?
There's nothing. But see, that's the thing. That's what they say at first. Then, because I was actually told this story, got to the point where this person was talking to this catfish for so long, he started all of a sudden needing money. They'll start giving you a sob story, start sending homeboy money. When she found out he was a catfish, she was hurt.
How did she find out? Wait, okay. Did she send him money?
I get that part of the story. Yeah, she actually sent money.
Go ahead, Amber D.
Let me tell you something. Anybody that try to catfish me, I'm going to let you know right now, you just practicing because you ain't getting shit here. I don't got nothing to give you. Ding, 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 ding. I'll ding it for you, Mel. You're not getting nothing here, you just practicing. But sometimes they seem, especially if you cussing people out, calling them catfish, telling them to stop using that man's picture, things like that. And then you get a surprise video call on Thanksgiving. Talk about egg on the face.
Oh, and then it's actually that person. But you gotta be open. Go ahead, Amber D. Chime in, talk.
So suggest tips. So I would definitely say if they're hesitant to talk on the phone, if they are, if they refuse to video chat, if they don't want to meet in person, or always make excuses for why they can't meet in person, they might be a catfish. I also want to point out they may not be using you for money. They may be actually seeking an emotional connection. But all of this stuff is actually just a manifestation of like really low self-esteem or being manipulative. Like if you're like trying to, and a lot of them, especially, the foreigners, they really are like trying to get money. Like it'll start off great. Also, another thing to look out for is love bombing. So they'll start off super attentive. Your great conversation. They're always complimenting you. Everything is perfect. And then you'll notice this change, like the pattern will change. And they start to fall off, and then, or you don't hear from it. And then, like Nick said, they'll be like, there's some crisis, there's some side story. And next you know that you're trying to get in your pockets. And I just feel like a lot of it is just your intuition. Like if something seems off, it probably is. You can give people the chance. And I would say there's nothing wrong with having assumptions, making assumptions about people. Just don't act on them. If you have an assumption or a feeling that something's not right, confront that person and then base your decision on how they respond to it. But a lot of times if people are like, they have an answer, but it's like kind of fishy, don't let it go. Like, why would you trust a random stranger you just met on the internet over your own gut?
Sometimes people do. Sometimes people want
everything.
Wait, some people want the attention. And would you call it love bombing?
Right, love bombing.
Y'all crack me up with these new terms, but I'm here for it.
I didn't make that up. That is an official term. It's that narcissist. That's something. It's something like really like manipulative people tend to use is love bombing. So it's just like, yeah, like all this attention, all this affection, all this conversation, all these compliments, all this admiration, respect, support, all this love. It's like a bomb. Like it's like boom, boom, boom. And it's not sustainable. And you'll see that they can't sustain that because it's disingenuous. And it's not healthy. It's not balanced, interaction. People don't act like that all the time, 24/7.
Right.
Okay. And then it just stops and then you look for it. But most of the time, I think the people who engage in that conversation, they want some emotional attention as well.
Oh, for sure. And I feel like a lot of the people that end up getting scammed, they're like, I feel like there's a lack of common sense. I don't know. Like, why would you give somebody...
For them.
Wait. Let me hear her out. Go ahead.
Why would you give someone that you've never met in person money? Why would you, or even video chat it? I feel like video chat it is just a step below meeting in person. Like if you video chat it with them, okay. But I feel like just like with long distance relationships, like even if we remove the digital element of catfishing, back in the day when there was like long distance relationships, the problem with long distance relationships is that it is so easy to curate your image to another person when there's this big distance between you. It's not till you're up close, face to face, living in the same city, living together, you see that person's true nature. So it's like you are intentionally or willingly falling in love with with their representative, with a character, with a presentation. You don't know the real them. And then even worse, it's digital, which is like makes it even worse than just a standard long distance relationship. And you're like, oh, well, it's not a big... No, it is a big deal, and it's weird. Like, no. So I definitely feel like there's something going on with the victims of, these scams, the Nigerian prince scams.
Okay.
But the thing is, a lot of times, the actual catfish, it's not the person that is catfishing you is not the person that they are portraying or the pictures they're sending. That's the true catfish. They have sites for social catfish. If you want to check out somebody, all they need is a name. All they need is an email. They even go off of images. If you got an image, reach out to Social Catfish. They'll check. They'll check for you.
Do you remember when I was catfished from me? Do you remember that? Somebody sent me a message, and I looked at it. It was my face. It was my face. But let me tell you, the write-up was amazing. I was living in this beautiful home, and I graduated from Spelman. Oh, my writing, I was cold. But I looked, I was like, that's me. And it was an older picture of me. I knew where I was like, that's crazy. So we ended up reporting it. Chris Howard, my homegirl, she ended up reporting it. She's an attorney. I was like, what in the world? So I screenshot it and put it on there. I was like, I couldn't even remember my name. My name was something different though, but it was a cold write-up. I was like, okay. Look, I ain't mad, but I am, because I don't know what you got going on with my face.
Right. And that's why people who are like Instagram models and stuff, they have they're also victimized by it, because now you got people, and it's usually multiple people, because they're doing the same thing to multiple people online, thinking that you're this horrible, manipulative person that's begging them for money and all this stuff because they're using your image. Also, I want to point out that a lot of social media and like YouTube content creators are catfished by scammers claiming to be them and say, "Oh, send me money," because these scammers are just, it's crazy. It is sad.
That did happen to somebody, a celebrity, and this woman thought she was in a full-on relationship with that.
Chris Brown.
There you go. I knew it was. I was like, I felt like I talked about this. What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So it's out there. It's definitely out there. But if you like to play, like Nick said, hey, to each his own. If you got time to sit there and be like, you know what, I'm on break. I'm bored.
Exactly. I got time today. You think you go catfish me? Okay, I got time today. We gonna play you. But I let me know you're not talking to no dummy. But yeah, that surprise video call I got on Thanksgiving, I was like,
well, there you go. Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, because it was really him. I was like, oh.
Now I already told Nick don't tell her personal. Didn't I say that?
My bad, I forgot.
Nick gonna tell it so personal. Let me tell you. Look, we just gonna call you personal. Listen, that's Nick the voice. That's Nick the voice. Amber D, do me a favor. Slide back a little bit because the sun is blocking your beautiful face. There you go.
And I don't have my ring camera today, or my ring light.
Oh, okay. Hey, you all right. For those who are just tuning in, if you want to see what we looking like, feel free to go on to the YouTube channel at Shop Talk with Mel. Then you can actually see us. And if you're not, it's okay. I'm channeling my inner Ice Cube right now. Yeah, I went all the way back to the 90s. Matter of fact, I went so far back. Do y'all remember this? The 8-ball. To tell me what's happening. Look, the psychic ball. Let's get this
Those
show.
balls were funny.
The word day. Let's get this show started for today, lovely people. Today's topic is what's trending. We'll be right back. What's trending? Let's go ahead and get it going, because we kind of like our own Crime Stopper. What happened? The new stuff with Shanquella Robinson. You guys can look her up and catch up. Did y'all have your thoughts to it? Did you solve the mystery?
I told you what it was.
Wait, one at a time. What'd you say, Nick?
I said, I told you, it was just plain outright jealousy, and they actually, and I don't care what nobody say, that friend that did it, she actually intended to, and allegedly the mother put out a story that the friends have stolen $10,000 from Shanquella before. So yeah, jealous. They jealous.
Okay,
that's, to me.
Go ahead, Nick. Amber D. Sorry.
I thought you were talking about another element of the story, but
I am all of it. What you got?
Oh, well, I think I'm not surprised that they're transgender and
alleged. Go ahead.
Allegedly, I'm sorry. Allegedly, they're transgender. I could tell and see it in the face, and then just the way the situation was handled, it was masculine. And I really hope that they're brought to. I hope they go to jail. I hope they're prosecuted I hope they're extradited to Mexico. And they can rot in a Mexican jail. And yeah, like Nick said, that was rooted in jealousy. And that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's not just this situation, but I think it runs a lot deeper than that. I mean, to be, okay, we all have jealousy. I think everyone's been jealous at some point in time, right? Like, that's a normal emotion. But to be that jealous, that is like very deeply rooted and something is wrong.
Because I'm looking even at, $10,000 is no money. And I
feel like that's a lot of money, but not worth killing over.
You can go to work and be like, boom, I got that, I'm done. You know what I mean? And you killed somebody over a little bit. Now, this is all alleged, and let me say this, the views of myself and the co-host of Shop Talk with Mel are not the views of all of us employed by Shop Talk with Mel, or the actual platform. It's just our opinion. I look at it and I was like, I'm not really caring about the money. I'm not. I'm focused on this child's life that is gone. And how do you be so envious? To me, $10,000 to me is like $5. You get killed over $5. It's not worth it. And to go all the way to take her somewhere else to actually harm her or to cause harm. Like, you planned on having a bad time. Like, who plans a trip to have a bad time?
Exactly. Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, hell, if you want to do something to, why don't you just do it while you was at home? Like, because now you're in a situation where they're going to extradite you back to Mexico because Mexico wants you. And you're going to be in a jail where it's 10 times worse than if you'd have just did it right where you live. Like, yeah, because they wait. Mexico waiting on the masses.
Here's the thing. They suckers.
Yeah.
So, use a sucker. Let's be real. Use a sucker, because if you really wanted to do something, you would have did something there. Why are you going to take somebody away from all of their help to bully them and beat them up with your help? So this is what I'm going to do, but I need the support. You're not really about that life. I told you, I'm channeling my inner Ice Cube. You ain't about that life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on. They should have just went on. If you felt like you wanted to fight her or whatever. I just don't have that much time to plan to fight somebody. And usually if you want to fight somebody, it's going to go down wherever it goes down at.
Hello?
Thank you.
All right.
If you really about that life, you going to snatch their soul right there. Been there, done that. You going to snatch them up right there. Snatch them and drag them.
Listen, let's get the sound effect. I'm slow on the sound effects today. That's Nick. Nick gave it to you. All right, let's move on to the Virginia Walmart shooting. I saw where the young girl who was under, I can't think of her name, it was like Jen or Lisa, it was kind of like a basic name. And she was there and he excused her and told her to go home. The actual shooter, the manager, team lead. Before he was the manager, and then you see now they're trying to take it back. Oh, he was just the team lead. No, he was the manager. Boom. Let it be what it is. And when you first come to work, especially if you work in like customer service or group setting, you everybody come together, you have your briefing, and then you disperse. And I saw her on a few interviews, news channels, and she was saying how she felt and she was thinking back. And you could see she wasn't even giving eye contact. She had went right back into that place. And she said that he told her to come out from under the table. This is the white female. He told her to come up from under the table, and he just sent her home. So he went back into management mode. He was like, go home. And she said she was there only 5 days. She was hired there, 5 days. So she was thinking that was the reason he excused her, because she was a new employee. Now, you do have people, I don't know what's going on. This is us just speculating, just having a good time. Good time, bad situation, but you know what it is. We see the wrong, but we focus on the right. When he came, the people that he's dead, obviously, but allegedly it was the people, I guess, that was bothering him at the job. And usually if you look at like your school shootings, it's usually that child that's by themselves and people pick on them and bother them, then they just snap. Listen, I always spoke to the quiet person. Because in my mind, you like that right, going into Christmas season, in my mind. But in my mind was like, oh, wait a minute, let me see where this person is at. You don't know what somebody is going through. Not justifying his actions. But when the white young lady spoke, and then the black young lady spoke, did you see her interview? Oh, she was amazing. And she said, I know it didn't hit me yet, because she said when she went in, something just told her, don't sit down. She was standing up. And when it occurred and she saw it, she thought it was, a drill. You know how you have to have the active shooter drills, your bomb threat drills. That's what she thought until she saw the blood, and she just ran. But she said she always spoke to him. And she worked, alongside of him she did amazing. You guys got to check that video out as far as how she was able to describe it. So she said it didn't hit her yet. She's sure that it'll bother her, later once it goes. But she explained herself. Well, what you thinking? What you thinking, Nate?
No, which Walmart shooting was this?
Oh, this is right in Virginia.
There's been multiple.
Yeah, I know. But this one was in Virginia not long ago.
A couple weeks ago that happened in
Chesapeake, Virginia, to be exact. That's the one I'm talking about. Go ahead. What you got?
Okay, yeah, because it just so happened while it was happening, I had a pharmacist in my car that I was dropping off that had just come from one other place, and his colleague that worked in the pharmacy, the one in Dallas, called him, and they were talking, and he said something, and so once he got off the phone, I was like, not to be in your business, but there's a shooting. Is it here, the Walmart here? He said, no, it's an active shooting in it. So I knew about it while it was happening, because I actually had a Walmart pharmacist in my car dropping him off at his house, and the pharmacist from that actual store called to let him know, because they have little codes for, active shooters and stuff like that. So I so the day it happened, I actually posted on Facebook and was like, I just allegedly heard prayers for the family and any victims.
See what I'm saying? So all over, how do we fix this? How do we, be Inspector Gadget?
He was like, it happens all the time. He was like, you don't know how much this happens. I was like, wow.
Well, it is happening more often than not, because for this year, the stat says, you guys can fact check it if you like, there has been 600 shootings, public shootings. 600 in the year of 2022. The most ever. Yeah. 600 public shootings.
Crazy.
Go. What you got, Amber D? Go ahead.
I think we need stricter gun laws. I think they've removed the red flag laws. They removed the waiting period. And I think that is, we're always going to have mentally ill people in the population. We're always going to have reactive people in the population. We're always going to have people with low emotional thresholds in the population. But it's how do we make sure those people don't have access to weapons so that they can harm other people because of whatever they're offensive,
You remember before it was if you had a psychiatric background.
Right.
And not as a psychiatrist, but if you had any issues, mental health, mental illness background, you couldn't get a gun. Now it's okay,
Right, and there's no wait period, because that's another big part of it. I know one of them, he had just purchased the weapon, and so used in some states still, but no longer. In a lot of places, you have to wait like 3 days or something, just in the event that you're purchasing that gun in the heat of the moment, and it'll give you time for your emotions to simmer down a bit or whatever. Because that's another thing that's commonly is a reoccurring theme with these public shootings.
Let me ask you a question, not to disrespect anyone. Do you think it's population control? Ding, ding, ding.
Right, exactly.
Right, be like, oh, we did this. They won't get the booster. They're not getting this.
Guns, I don't know.
I mean, just stricter gun laws, or
because I feel like America's population is either flat or declining. I thought, like, born Americans, because that's a whole nother topic we can get into. But like born Americans, I would say like third or fourth generation Americans, that population is diminishing in America.
Okay,
and it has been for a while. I believe America's population has been supported by incoming immigrants. So I don't think
that's why somebody wanted to build a wall. Like, hold on. And watch this. Do you remember if you had, 1% of black blood in your body, you were considered black?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's no longer. You see, it's like biracial. Now they got a whole, like you got yours. Separation. It's totally changed. I said, sound effect.
What about multiracial? Like,
that's all of us. Let's be real.
Exactly. We're all just mixed up. Because, child, let me tell you, on Ancestry.com, all the folks that they coming up with, this is your first cousin, second cousin removed, third, fourth, twice, once and removed again, and first cousin. And girl, all the white folks that's in my time, that's close cousins, I'm like, I might walk past these people every day and never knew. Like, you don't know who you're related, unless you really know, or if they're not always at a family gathering, you don't know who you're related to. You can walk past this person in the store, and they could be closer related to you than you, like, yeah, like, and it's a total stranger.
Well, absolutely. But watch this, even more so than that. Remember back in the day, they used to be, remember people used to have babies, and they put them up for adoption immediately. And nobody knew. It was like some secret type service. You went into this house, like the Facts of Life. Look, I ain't saying that's what it was like, but still, you go in there, you have a baby, then you come back out. You be like, where they went? They went down south. Then they had a whole baby and came back up, and you didn't know.
Uh-huh.
Those people, you sitting there like, that could be your blood. And see, these Ancestry.com, they coming out. They like, watch this. Be like, wait, did we go together?
A friend of mine just posted the other day that her son found her. That her son that she gave up found her.
See, something like that. See, something like that. I would be, if I had gave up a child for adoption, I probably wouldn't be right, because I'd be looking like, I wonder if that's my child. I wonder if that's them. You know what I mean? And how's their life? So those are things that I would actually be looking at. And she said her son found her. Is she excited?
Yes, very.
Good, very good. We had on Shop Talk probably about 9 years ago. No, anyway, some years ago, where a mother put her child up for adoption. And it was in, I want to say, Ebony magazine. But we had her on the show, and she was working with her biological mother every day. Every day. She would walk past her and speak to her. And that was actually her biological mom. It was an amazing
Did the
story.
mother always know? Because sometimes,
no,
like they say, mothers know.
Neither
sometimes.
one of them knew. I believe it was a conversation. I'm going to have to go play that back. But you guys can go to Blog Talk Radio, Shop Talk with Mel, and you could catch that interview, because it was a while ago. Amber, do you want to go to the comments?
Sure. So Jackie Bonner of Facebook said, there used to be a girls' home on McGuffey around the curb headed to Albert Street.
Okay, and that's in Youngstown, Ohio. See, I know. I remember I used to have them little spots.
Yeah.
And then you had a child, and you're like, okay, is it mine? And you sit there and pay that $100. Somebody gonna get a gift. That's what they're gonna get for Christmas, an ancestry package. And then be like, oh,
they
wait.
go on sale all the time. $49, $59. That's when I caught mine when it was $59. I didn't catch it when it was $49, but I caught it when it was $59. Boom, there you go.
And then you found your people.
Tell you.
Listen, somebody in my family real close, and I don't want to put people out there like that, but they did it. And it was so funny because when she did it, her dad didn't come up, who she knew to be her dad. So she looked and was like, why didn't he come up? Hold on a minute. You know? Well, what happened was the dad was like, he had his stuff private and blocked. He was like, oh, no. And then he unblocked himself, and then she came up. And then he blocked himself again. You don't want them kids out there to find you. Bruh. You don't want them, come on.
Right. And I wanted to mention that made me think of, back in the 70s where, like, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Like, no, literally.
Child, listen.
The song, it was real. So.
Most of the songs are.
Actually trying to find my oldest sister. My dad's oldest child. She was born when he was 15. It was the same thing. The mother sent the daughter away because she was pregnant. She moved. So the man that my sister Valerie.
Oh man, there she go.
I ain't say nobody last name now.
Oh my God. Okay, go ahead.
The man that she thinks, and I didn't say where she lives.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
She thinks is her father is not her father. My dad did reach out to her mom because we went to visit the grandmother one day, and him and my mom went inside to talk. And the grandmother was blind, and she was like, "I'm a friend of hers. I'm looking for her. Haven't seen her since we were young." She actually gave the number, so he called the mother. Okay. The mother said she had a good life. Said she was sick. The daughter said she had a good life. She doesn't know. She thinks that the husband is the father, and she wanted it to stay that way. But what about the children? See, you didn't think about her brothers and sisters.
Well, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's why they kept that stuff closed. Because if you give a child up for adoption, I would think that's it. Like, boom, okay, I gave you up for adoption. That's your family.
She still has her child. She just don't know that her daddy, that she grew up thinking was her dad, is not her dad. She doesn't know that she has brothers and sisters.
See, sometimes I think that makes it worse when you reach out and you want to know, and then kind of makes situations worse. Go ahead, Amber D. What you got?
I agree. I think it makes it worse, and I think that they don't need to know. I feel like literally the only reason people need to know who their biological parents are is for medical reasons, genetic reasons, and that's it. And people who I think you have more powerful connections with people you choose to consider family than people what you're born into, because it's not the greatest, especially if we're coming into you're being born into an affair situation. It's like I do, not just men but women also, but mostly men. Men tend to treat the children the way they view how they feel about the mother. So if that woman can find a man that is actually willing to claim her and create a nuclear family, even though he's not the biological father, just let it be outside of medical stuff. Then you would need to know, it's beneficial to know your actual history.
That's the only reason I think it's just medical issues, I would think. Right. But this Ancestry.com blowing people up. Blowing people up. The one girl, remember Jay-Z's daughter found him.
And allegedly not the only, child.
See, that's the stuff that'll be jacked up. You sitting there with somebody, you're thinking, okay, this is it. And then here come all of these people. And then you find out the history because he didn't went in your inbox. And you're like, oh, he's like, I don't have any children. Boom, boom, boom. And you're like, oh, okay. Do y'all get married, have children? You think yours is the first, and then here come about 9 others.
Jesus. I mean, that's a betrayal. I feel like it's different with men because if the woman didn't disclose that she was pregnant, then he's not at fault for not knowing because she didn't tell him. But I feel like a lot of women don't do that no more.
What, tell them how many children they have?
They don't know. They don't not tell men who they got pregnant by that they got pregnant by them. I feel like women don't do that as much anymore. And I feel like with men, with that kind of man, it's very easy for them to be out of sight, out of mind, because the way they felt about the mother. They didn't want nothing to do with the mother, so they broke up, the relationship ended, kicked her to the curb, whatever, moved across to a different state, and then she winds up pregnant, like, hey, I'm pregnant. And then, but the relationship already over, and so he's just like, well, they're over there, and I just let it go. And he kind of like low-key forgot he even had a kid, because a lot of men don't bond with the child until after the child's born. So the man was like never even connected to the child emotionally, and he didn't want to be connected to the woman. So just like wash your hands and done.
But so those are those. So those like boom, hit it, split it, but you got a souvenir.
Like with this case, though, my dad found out after she was already gone. The mother sent her away, so he always did look for my sister.
Okay.
And it was like my mom. They saw pictures, and my mom, when they got back in the van, because me and my brother and friend, we brought a couple friends, and I had my ex-boyfriend with me. We all went to visit or whatever, but we had to stay in the car. My mom and dad got in that car, it turned around, and it was just like silence, and they both stared dead at me, and I'm sitting there going,
oh, they probably were concerned with how you felt. But what was they concerned with? Go ahead, hurry up, because we got to go to the next topic. Go ahead.
She's my twin.
Y'all look the same?
I look exactly like her.
Okay, well, that's awesome. See, and that's one of the stories that it actually worked out in. Now, let me ask you this next question, ladies. When do you disclose that you have children? So you go on a date. Do you do that on the first date? Or you wait till you take them home and you trip over a toy and you be like, oh, yeah, I got children.
You better say that mess beforehand.
Before the first, I mean, to me, it's we're talking about modern dating right now.
Modern dating, yes.
The man doesn't put that he has children on his profile, and then while talking to him, before I even give him his phone number, he tells me he has kids. I'm like, why did you put that on your profile? And they'll usually be like, that don't have nothing to do with me, or something that doesn't actually make any sense. Like, if it's not on your profile, I personally wouldn't even mess with it.
Okay, so let's look at this, Amber D. He has adult children. So I wouldn't put, if I was doing that, I wouldn't put, if I was on one of them dating sites, I don't know how they work. It's just too much work for me. I ain't lying. I feel like I'm doing a paper. But if I wouldn't put my adult children on there because it's about me.
No, if you have adult children, but your children are living with you, yeah. Like if you have adult children that are not independent and living their own lives, yeah. And there's a lot of parents who were like, oh, I'm going to support my child when they're 30, 40 years old. Whoa. Like, so if you're older and you have adult children, it kind of makes more sense. But even then, it's kind of like a little bit more gray. But I feel like most older people that are dating that have adult children, their adult children are fully independent, living their own lives. It's not going to impact your relationship. But if you're dating an older person who has an adult child and it's going to impact your relationship or the future of your relationship because maybe they're mentally delayed or maybe they're living in their basement, I would go ahead and tell that because that's, to me, no. That's a no.
So do you put like, okay, since you said that and that was your example, do you put like, oh, my Uncle Pete live with me?
Right. I've had men ask me like, where do you stay? I'm like, I'm a homeowner. And then they're like, oh, well, who stays with you? If you're depending on what kind of connection you're looking for, who is in your house matters. If you're like trying to, if your goal is to build like
to who
or something, to the person that whatever you're seeking in dating,
or the killer, or the killer. Doesn't matter to the killer. Like, oh, okay, somebody might miss her. Like, y'all already know.
Exactly.
Listen, call me Carmen Sandiego because I am the inspector. And if I go on somebody's profile and it says I have children, now what you have me doing? You got me. Listen, I don't went to the social media. I want to see these children, how they turn out, because let me see. Because some people feel like the way your adult children turn out is a reflection of you. I disagree though, because these children listen here. You come out, they want to be something else, and you be like, that is not what I raised. And so,
I agree, but I do feel like you can just say you have adult children. or I have grandkids, whatever. Like, I feel like when you get to certain ages and stages in life, it's normal and expected. But like you said, like I was saying in my example, if it's something that's out of the ordinary, like, oh, I have an adult child that I still care for full time, I'd probably disclose that, because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, that's a lot,
I ain't calling. As soon as you put that, boom, okay, scratch, swipe. Which way is to like it? The right or the left if you like the person?
Left is to not like.
Well, I'm going to hit left. I'm going left, because I'd be like, oh, that's just too much. Nick, you want to read that comment?
Yes, Jackie Bonner of Facebook said, what is your grandparent and you're raising your grandchildren?
That's a good question.
Which a lot of grandparents are doing now.
And that's why I'm saying, no, you need to disclose that, because if you're talking about potentially getting into a romantic connection with another person, that is significant lifestyle difference. Like, there's a whole lot of people are going to be like, okay, hope that works out for you, deuces. I'm like, that's a lot. It's a whole lot to deal with.
Hey, that might be that push. So it might work. See, I'm different. If you put that on your profile and be like, I'm a grandmother raising my grandchildren, and if I was a guy and I reached a certain age, that's not what I'm trying to do. So yes, I would actually hit the left, right? I'm going to hit the left because I don't want to deal with that. But if you don't put that and you get a vibe, you talk to somebody, you become friends, you're like, oh, they have a great personality, here we go. And listen, when you come around or you happen to get in the car and you see, I don't know, one of them little click things in the back, you're like, oh, who's that? Oh, that's my grandchild. You still don't even have to me, disclose that, because I'll be calling my child and be like, listen here, you need to get it together by this weekend, because I got a date. And it might be your new father. So get your kids and do your thing. That's me.
He said it might be your new father.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to go take your child and y'all go do your thing. Love ya.
Yeah.
See you Christmas. Thanksgiving. Yeah, like.
Yeah, and I feel like there's a difference between like babysitting or babysitting regularly and like fully care provider. You have legal custody of your grandkids. That's a whole different level.
See, listen here. If I ain't got to get legal custody, I'm not getting it. Because we need the transition to be real easy. I should not have to pay for this transition. Now, if it's something tragic and I'm not giving a pass, you out there on drugs or something like that, I can't allow my bloodline to deal with that. That's just me. So, yep, this is the situation. But I'm still not disclosing that information. I'm just not. That's just me. That to me, that's privileged. That's, you know what I mean? That's privilege. It's like, oh, okay, when I get to know you, here you go. I am not getting ready to give you my entire resume. Now, and this is just me. I'm not going to submit my resume to you. You have to do your own research. Y'all already know, how often do I say, read it for yourself? Listen, I wouldn't even say that as a stalker. I would say you are quite interested.
Right.
Now,
so on the flip side of that, I have been on a date with a man who didn't disclose until the date that he had kids. And I was instantly turned off. And I was just like, ugh. No, because I felt like, why are you hiding your kids? Like,
and your wife. Hide your kids and hide your wife.
Right. So I just feel like, major stuff like that, I'm just like, because either someone's going to accept it or reject it, they're going to be cool with it, or they're going to be in a similar situation and can relate to you. But I feel like when people withhold critical information, that it's like, I feel like it's usually with the intent of like, deceiving you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me hold off on this that might turn you off from me and see if I can get you to be emotionally invested before I drop this bomb on you. See, I feel like it's almost never innocent. It's like, oh,
I know folks that won't ever tell.
Now that's different. If you don't ever tell, then guess what? Something wrong with you for real. But I think it's just certain times. Okay, y'all know I like basketball, so here's my analogy. If I put everything out there, you able to watch the tape. Or football. You able to watch the tape so you know what our plays are. No, I need a clean slate. I need to see what's going on. Boom. See how we gonna vibe. And then we could play this game called relationship. But I'm not giving you the tape and like, okay, here's my tape. No, you gotta work for it. You gotta see how I rock and how I roll. Now, what I will do is ask you your allergies. Because if I decide to make dinner or something, if I ask your allergy, that means, okay, it might be something. I might prepare something, but I don't want you to die on me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that will be the difference there. But I'm not disclosing all that. No, and no. I'm not giving you my tape to view my plays. You gotta come to the games and watch me. What Nick said, stalker or who? Amber D. Which one of y'all said
stalker?
Stalker. I call that interest.
Stalker vibes.
I call that interest. You said
I don't like that.
So you just like, here go my playbook. Go ahead.
Right. Oh, not the playbook, but just the main big stuff. And that's what I consider big stuff may not be what someone else considers big stuff. And I do feel like it's interesting what people choose to disclose on their profile.
Now,
right.
That's interesting.
Don't say you're single when you know you're married.
Right.
Well,
Hello.
So who okay, I'm about to keep it 100. You're in a marriage. Y'all already know that this marriage is not gonna work. You already know that this marriage is not gonna work, right? So if you like me, see, I'm a planner. I'm telling all the secrets. There's other women out there like me, but this is real. I'm a planner. I'm gonna tell you what the deal is. I'm definitely gonna tell you what the deal is. If I say there's an issue, I am so direct, and you can ask my exes. I'm so direct that I tell them, I'm like, you about to get cheated on. It's not that wasn't a sign. Listen, that was a poster board. That was a poster board. You're about to get cheated on. That means something is not right here. Am I a cheater? I'm not, but I'm letting you know that you're about to get cheated on. Something is not right. If I mention something one time, I am that person. I don't keep talking because I'm not an arguer. I don't feel like that. It's like, this is the issue. Here we go. If you heard me, you heard me. And if you didn't, you didn't. You can ask my children that because they'll tell you I won't buy anything twice. I refuse. You better take care of it because that's all you get. Look, I don't buy anything twice. I don't repeat things. I said it once. Here you go. So that way you're not surprised. It was laid out there. So now the reason for me saying that is this. You about to get cheated on. Am I looking? I'm letting you know before I go out there and look, because I'm definitely going to get what I want. Call it what you want. They say, you don't even fight for nothing. I just feel like if that person is for you, you don't have to fight. That's just me. We live in life out here. You know, like, you got to, with a marriage, Mel, you got to fight. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. I get it. I do. But I ain't willing to fight. I ain't fighting.
Listen,
and I ain't staying.
After a while, you get tired of fighting.
Tell him, Nick. Go ahead.
After a while, you get tired of fighting, and you just got to let go. You know what they say, let go and let God, because if that is really for you, it'll be for you. Period, point blank. No matter, it could be a year from now, y'all could be separated, whatever, divorced, whatever. If that person is really meant for you, God will make sure y'all see y'all way back together. But as far as the fight, you get tired. Let it go.
See, and that's from somebody that know. And you said, we heard it, let go and let God. I got to find that scripture. I don't remember seeing that, but mine is let go and let Mel do what you want to do. Bye. Be like, what was she married before? Yep. And you know what? Even I have to say, in our divorce, it was an amicable divorce, since y'all want to use those words. Because we both were like, I guess feeling the same way. And the part that I'm being honest, I know my mama is listening. The part that made me stay as long as I did, I know how much she spent on the wedding. I was like, I gotta push. But when you have that parent to be like, listen, if this is something, worried about somebody else's feelings, and not even ours, we grew up because we were young. I think I was young, 22? And then you grow up and you grow into who you are. And the things that wasn't, like me, I'm going to tell you, my deal breaker is a cigarette smoker. If I ask you at the beginning, or if I'm dating you and I'm like, I ask that question off top. Now, I don't ask if you had children. I ask, do you smoke? No. Boom. Move 2 spaces. Boom, boom. On the game board. But if I ask you that and you say no, and then a year, 2 years, 3 years go by, and then all of a sudden you pick up smoking, I'm out. Don't be surprised, because I asked this on the on front, kind of like what I understand how you feel, Amber D, where you're like, put this stuff out here up front and then let me know what I'm dealing with. But then you decide, okay, well, now I like to smoke, or I smoke. Like I said, I'm not the arguer. If you know me, you know me. I just be like, psh. If you know I don't like smoke, I went in a full-on asthma attack. I ain't lying. Just from the person being around, it was on their clothes. Oh, I don't smoke. And then you smoke, I'm gone. Don't ask what happened. I'm not going to say, hey, I can't take that cigarette smoke, or, you know what I mean, you smoke, I can't take that smoke, because you already know it. And if you are an adult, I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do. Choices. I can tell you what you can and can't do with me. But that's it. If you want to call, join in this conversation and call in, feel free to do so. The phone number here is 619-902-2287. 619-902-2287. Nick, I love your transparency. We all do. We all do. You be putting it out there, be like, Lacey Johnson, I'm using air quotes, listening audience. Lacey Johnson said, boom, boom. I'm like, no, don't Lacey about to call us. Her people about to call us. I'm like,
I be forgetting. We just be talking and I be forgetting sometimes. Like,
it's all good. It's all good.
As far as with me and my life, I'm an open book. I don't care who knows or not. I have no filter. And I have no regrets, no nothing. This is me.
Listen. I'm gonna drop this gem for you, baby doll. Sometimes you have to have a filter. You know how we do with our water? The water supposed to be the purest thing. Sometimes you gotta have some of the stuff you drink. Listen, some of the stuff that you put out, somebody might take it at face value and go with it. So I just gotta drop that. You know what I mean? And you be like, no, I was playing, but this person was like, well, Nick the Voice said, boom.
No, y'all don't do that. Don't do that. That's just, this is me. Don't do what you want to do. Don't do what Nick the Voice said.
Just put up a screen. How about a little screen? Somebody can get out.
I put up a little screen.
A little screen. I'll be rolling. I'm like,
it's getting dangerous. I say, do not. You know what?
Do this at home.
Disclaimer they put on there. Yeah.
Do not try this at home. Nick with the screen. Hey, listen. Y'all can pick up any topic. You can call in 619-902-2287. Touch base on any of the topics of what's trending right now. But I want to tell y'all about the Christmas list for 2022. It's boring. But I'm going to give it to you.
Boring?
It's a boring Christmas list. It is so boring. This is what they have for the top 10. Electronics. The speakers. But if you got Alexa, play blah, 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 you're done.
Boom.
Now, listen how boring it is. The soft throw blanket. That silence was intentional. That's what you get, Grandma.
Yeah.
Like, I was going through here.
Go get your own damn blanket.
Look, go get the quilt. It'll weigh you down.
Right.
You want to sleep in? Get one of Grandma's quilts. You'll be like, I can't even get up to pee. You know what I mean? It'd be heavy. They also have the Pro, the computers. It's electronics. Now, here's one. The treadmill. Now, I got to be honest. These are gifts for adults. I have been considering getting a treadmill. I have.
My cousin just got her bike.
Did she?
Bike.
But see,
put it in her living room in front of her TV. She was like, guess what? After Christmas, this is what I'm going to be doing on this bike. Watching TV because I don't do nothing else.
Now, you know what? I'm not putting it in my front room because, no, that's where I entertain people and I just don't want to bike there. But I'm not knocking her because it'll get done. You know, you see it every day. You'd be like, okay, I will put it in my bedroom. But here's the thing. Amber D talked about this. She don't like to work in her bedroom or anything. You remember we talked about that. And that's a sacred place. But a treadmill in my bedroom, a bicycle in my bedroom, it is now another chair. Is it messy? My room's not messy, but I have an organized mess. So what I had on yesterday might be on the arm of that treadmill. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, oh, that's just something else in there. Something else for me to hang something on. But that's what they have for the adult. It's just the cameras, the Ring thing for the, the house. That might be a good thing, though, for security reasons, as well as who at my house, who knocking on my door while I'm not there. No more ding dong dash.
When you walk up to the door, this one here whistles.
Oh, shucks.
Camera is on. I'm like, every time I walk by, I do that. Like, you know it's me. What do you like?
No,
really?
the camera
right above the garage. It whistles.
The camera
it will
is
whistle
doing.
At you, and it will let you know. So that will deter a thief.
But here's the thing: it's doing what it's supposed to do. Pots and pans. That's the other one, like the color-coded pots and pans.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to ask the lovely people. I can't even flip-flops, the vibrating massaging flip-flops. Now, those are really cool. I was like, okay, I can work with that.
Vibrating
It's called, wait a minute, it's called acupressure foot massage slippers.
Wow.
Oh.
Now, that might be a good gift for somebody. Then they
Where you get it from?
You have to Google all that. Because they ain't paid for advertising, so I ain't doing that part. But watch this. They got the teacup. Now, here's the thing. My teacup, for the viewers, they have a teacup warmer.
I saw that.
Now, that could work for me.
Wow.
Yeah, that could actually work for me. But if you notice, do you see the similarities in this? It's all work.
Mm-hmm.
Work and calming. Work and calming. So you have like the massage slippers because you're working on that treadmill, on that bicycle. You got your workout music.
I'll let you know what they feel like once I get some.
Okay, yes, please follow up. The teacup, y'all know I'm a teacupper. And the reason I'm a teacupper, I've been drinking tea for a long time.
She drinks tea, y'all.
For a long time.
And if you want to gift mail something, let me let the listeners, the Shop Talk listeners and viewers know now. If you want to gift mail something and you gonna get her a cup, make sure it got Mickey Mouse on it, please, and thank you.
Listen, you can give me a Mickey Mouse keychain. I'll be so hyped. I just love that guy.
Anything Mickey Mouse, though. Anything Mickey Mouse. That's my point. Anything Mickey Mouse, because if you know your girl, you know she loves Mickey Mouse.
Yes. Now they have it's like the juicer, and they have a spice grinder. So everything is just like healthy. I'm like, Christmas, that's like for your birthday or Christmas getting clothes as a kid. That's like the worst gift. Parents, clothes, even though we look at it like, oh, look at all the clothes I got it for Christmas. They want toys. They don't want clothes. How did I find this out? My son was 4 years old. I'm like, boom, he ready. Got all these outfits, and guess what he said? He just walked away. I said, well, what's wrong? He was 4 years old. He was like, Mommy, I don't like clothes. I thought my birthday was for me. I said, it is. I said, what's wrong? And he said, can you get me a toy? After that moment, light bulb went off. All this stuff, and then comforters, we're like, we're going to redo your room. That's for us, not them. Learned that from my daughter, okay? So what I started doing was taking them to Toys R Us and let them choose what they wanted. And then it worked. Same thing with my daughter. Such a sweet person. She was younger. The son is still spoiled because he's spoiled by the younger sister, okay? She's the only one. It was her birthday. He was like, can you buy me something? My daughter actually took her gift card and bought him something.
Oh, my goodness.
Come his birthday? Oh, no, don't ask for nothing. Don't ask for nothing. If he had a gift card, he'd be like, he had a $25 gift card, I'm not lying, he has always been the same. He would be like, do you have $25? I'll give you my gift card. Fair exchange. You're not getting nothing. I was like, you'll be a great businessman, real talk. Now let's go with this one. Go ahead, Amber. Do you want to read that?
So Jessica Faison Golden of Facebook said, "Necessities aren't gifts."
Exactly. That's about like getting a man socks and underwear for Christmas. And a tie.
Father's Day.
Get my dad socks, underwear, and a tie, and he would say thank you, but you're a kid, so you don't know. It's the parent. Mama, now you know daddy tired of getting drawers and socks. Like, you don't go to church enough to wear a tie. Like, what? Yeah, y'all, come on, we got to be a little, and the same thing with the men. We got to, don't get your white pots pants, like, what you trying
That's
to
work.
say? Get them something practical. So, not practical, but
That's
something
practical?
that you know they're going to want. Yes, I didn't mean practical. Something that you know they're going to want. Like, yeah, they can get drawers, socks, pots, pants anytime. Something that you know they're going to want, something they're going to be excited about. Like,
Okay.
Now, the one year I did get pots and pans for Christmas a couple years ago because I asked for it.
Okay.
And I got what I wanted.
Okay.
I'm like the queen of practical gifts. I just feel like most people I know have everything, and then they're like also like in like a purge cycle, and like so they're like, I want to get rid of stuff. I don't want stuff looming around my head. Like, that was nice, but you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's good to either get practical things or get things that you'll use and then you just dispose of, like a candle. You burn it, you enjoy the scent, and when it's gone, it's gone. That you have to kind of like keep it around your house as like a guilt keeping, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get rid of it because it was a gift. And then as far as pots and pans, I actually have had my eye on a set of pots and pans that I'm probably going to save up for it because they're like $3,000. So I think it just depends.
What you plan on cooking?
Yeah, I'm like, what you cooking?
They're copper. They're French. They're heirloom.
That's
They're heirloom quality. They're imported from Italy.
Oh, okay.
That's on the gift list. That's the pots and pans I was talking about. That's why I was like the color.
Exactly. And so, you know, that so I think like Nick was saying, like what someone actually wants. You need to know the person and know what they would actually appreciate. But you know,
Okay, I will. I'm going to tell you what I appreciate. I will appreciate a brand new $500,000 house. I appreciate a brand new car. Pay this one off. I appreciate a trip somewhere like what, Dubai, something. Get me something I want.
Okay. But how do you tell people what you want?
I just tell them.
I just feel like
Never mind. We got to do Secret Santa today.
Oh, don't. Okay. This is time to put it out, Amber. This one is for you.
Okay, so Jessica Faison Golden of Facebook said, Amber, are you going into a catering business? No, I enjoy cooking, and you know, it's a component of my dream kitchen. So,
Is it? Okay. All right, caller. You're on live with Shop Talk. Go ahead. Yes, you are on live. Go ahead.
Hello.
Can you hear her?
Hi. Yes.
I'm getting a little bit of an echo just because I'm listening on two different devices.
Okay.
No, I was just saying, as far as kids go, and Mel, of course you know this, they definitely could not care any less about pajamas, you know, things like that. They want the fun stuff. They absolutely, positively want the fun stuff. For me as an adult, I do like receiving practical gifts. And it kind of goes like to what Amber said, like, if you know that somebody already has everything, then, you know, it's kind of like, okay, they already have any and everything, so what do I get them? Well, what are their hobbies? Do they like to cook? Like Amber likes to cook, clearly wanting $3,000 pots and pan set. So it's kind of one of those things like, okay, well, if I know that she likes to cook, she wants this particular cookware set, I'll get her a gift card for that particular website or, you know, something like that. So that's typically how I do it, because a lot of people also look at gifting money and they'll say, well, money's not personal, you know, money's just money. And I agree. But if I know that, you know, Melanie likes Macy's, I'm just throwing something out here. Mel likes Macy's. Okay, I don't know exactly what she wants, but I know for sure she shops here all the time. So in that regard, there is no wrong answer if I show up and give you a Macy's gift card, right? So that's just kind of my logic. I feel like it's still personal as well, but it's not. You're not missing the mark, because I am also that person. Like, I've gotten gifts before, and I'm like, I appreciate it greatly. Definitely appreciate it greatly, but at the same time, I'm never ever going to use this.
All right. Thank you, caller. Call back in, honey.
Thank you.
Okay, now here's the thing. When you get gifts that you don't like, every year I have a regifting party. Everybody knows that I have a regifting party. So if your gift is at the regifting party, you can't take it personal, because that's why I have a regifting party. So somebody that, here you go, boom, wrap it up, they get it, there you have it, so you could give it away to whoever you want to give it away to. But if you can't use it, not that you don't like it, you may not have space for it. I'm not a pack rat. I'm not going to keep it because of your feelings. I'm being honest. If it's personalized, y'all know I can't regift it. But at a regifting party, it's like, okay, and it's a lot of fun. And then the person that's there will be like, oh, I didn't know you didn't like that. I liked it. I just couldn't use it. So, it's at the regifting party. And usually somebody else actually likes it. So y'all can implement that, listening audience. Have a fun regifting party. It's a lot of fun because you don't know what you get. It's wrapped up and you just grab your gift and go.
I also wanted to point out, as far as when you were talking about...
Not used, though. Let me put that out there. Not used regifting.
Right. But, so my son said he wanted clothes, because he's a teenager now, and he's very appearance conscious, and he's like, I need a nice fit, that I'm like, okay. And I've had enough clothes shopping experience with my son to know not to bother trying to pick out anything for him. So we're just going to go to the store, and I'm just going to let him pick out what he wants, and then I'm going to buy it. And I know that doesn't sound and I'll get him some gifts, but it will be practical stuff for Christmas to open on Christmas. But the stuff he wants, I'm just going to let him pick it out. I've done that for years, just because I would rather know that
instead of it sitting in your closet.
He wants. Yeah.
Or sitting in their closet, you'd be like, where is that sweater I bought?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've done that. Somebody will buy me some clothes that I don't like. It'll sit there in my closet.
Taking up space.
Until you get dust on it.
So what do you do? You just leave it in your closet to take up space?
And then eventually then I get rid of it, and then I don't.
Yeah. Actually,
it just gets too much clutter. You're like, stuff's got to go. So, yeah.
All right, let me get these out for the little people. The top toys are the cars, the Power Wheels. Well, I said Power Wheels, that's the brand, but the cars for the little people, because they like that. What are these? The LOL dolls are still doing it. Mm-hmm. Do y'all know about that? The LOL dolls, the fidget toys. That's what I was saying. If you see one of them little things. And I think that, that's helpful for children who have, to fight anxiety, those little fidget toys. Because we know, even when we were children, we would fidget and you would hear, if you don't sit still, that's what we do. We move. Right. And I could never understand that at church. No lie, at church. It was so weird. You go to Sunday school, and we would go, this is with my grandmother. You go to Sunday school, they serve you some 4-ounce juice and some butter cookies. And then you got church service, so you go upstairs for church service, and you want us to sit still?
After they gave you all that sugar?
Help me! Help me! And I was happy Sunday school was over. I was like, oh, good. What did I do? Then once I was probably 9, the store, for some unknown reason, the store was always close to the church. Did y'all have a store close to y'all church?
No.
Where are you from? A rural area?
I'm from a small town.
Okay. Oh, what about you, Nick? Did y'all have a store by your church?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so I went to a black church.
2 or 3 blocks away.
I went to a black church, our church, and you got the liquor store. They all right there, down in the block. But we would go to the store. Right after Sunday school, hurry up, run to the store before morning service. So we were sugaring ourselves up because I had the Jolly Rancher sticks. That was my thing. Go in the church, sit there. You can hear bags rattling. Bag of barbecue Troy Farms. I'm taking you back in a 35-cent juice. Drinking it up, sugared up, along with them 2 butter cookies, because you only had 2. They were shaped like a little flower. And your little Dixie cup of some cheap red something juice. And then you got to sit still for a sermon. So if you sit still long enough, what happens? You fall asleep. That's the only way that's the only way I can promise that I'm going to be still. I'm going to fall asleep in church service, and then you want to pinch me, my Aunt Julianne, Reverend Hosey, to wake up. Or my aunt, she would call you out. She preaching. For real, that's what we going to do? She was Nick the Voice in us back then. Calling you straight out. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. What we gonna do? So we had the little people enjoy Christmas. So we got the LOL dolls. They have these little like paint. It's like a globe. I'm a snow glober. I love snow globes. And it's like this globe and you can like paint on it, which is really cool. So I guess somebody like me decided that was a good idea. What other a board game. You cannot go wrong with the board game for the family.
Right.
So if you are trying to find a gift for somebody who has multiple children, buy a board game. Get a new Monopoly game because you know that horseshoe lost. You know what I mean? Be like, wait, I want a horseshoe. Lost. You know what I mean? Or the little boot, whatever. Get a board game. Try the newest board game. That's what I suggest. And that's what I have in my regifting party. We all have to play the newest board game for that year. So I got some good stuff in the closet. That's the thing. Or bust out the Uno cards. Bring it back. Do what you do. What is that called? The farmhouse is back. With the little people. The little animals. The farmhouse is back. So that's up there as the top 10. I told y'all about the dolls. Squishmallows cam. Do y'all know anything about that? The Squishmallows? It's a camera. The cat treat pails or whatever. It's like a squishy thing. Y'all got to check that out. I seen that on somebody's list too. On, when you pick a child's name. I saw that on there. Now, here you go, parents. Putty. Remember Play-Doh? Go ahead, Nick. Not Nick. Amber D. You shaking your head? No. That was not your friend. Play-Doh was not your friend?
Play-Doh? Okay, that was way before her time.
As a parent, getting it gets mashed into stuff, mashed into the carpet. Just no. No.
No?
Nope. Hard no.
Why? Because it inconveniences you, but it's about the children.
I know, but yeah, and then the slime. Ugh. The texture is disgusting. I'm just.
That's when you get a table or a desk and say you can only play here. If you don't play, if it's somewhere else, I'm going to take it. Prediction
I know,
putty.
Mom, you say if I see Play-Doh in my carpet, I'm throwing it all out. So what would I do?
Now listen.
I'm the hard-headed child.
Now listen. This prediction putty is like it. Okay. It's by Aaron's Crazy Aaron's Thinking Putties. Now here's the thing. It's not like slime, kinetic sand, or other squeezable substance that we have seen before. This is a new thing. Now watch this. It said this prediction putty, it works like a magic 8-ball. Shall I bring my toy out again? This is the magic 8-ball. I'm going to see what it says. Let's see. Hold on. See? Play too much. Why they do me like that? I'm trying to wait to see what the magic says. So that's what's out. This prediction putty. That's what's new. They got the noisemakers. We know that. What is it? Bionic Blaster STEM Experiment Kit. So those are for your science people. Y'all with that?
I'm with it.
I knew you would be. The science. And the last one is Gabby's Dollhouse. I don't know Gabby.
Me neither.
Okay, so guess what my magic 8-ball just said to me right now. Now I'm mad. My magic 8-ball is on break. It says cannot predict now. I'm done.
Oh,
I'm done.
Then.
They on break. Look, the 8-ball clocked out for the day. I was like, But Gabby's dollhouse. So Gabby's dollhouse is, I guess it's shaped like a cat, but it's like the Barbie dollhouse for us, which is still around. So little pieces, Amber D, it's little pieces. And you got a teenager, so the clothes is it. The shoes, you have a son.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Yeah.
How you dress is how you'll be addressed. So I'm feeling him. How old is he?
He's just turned 13. Oh God.
Look, listen, you know what that means, though. You know what they say.
No.
He's into clothes. He's into his appearance. He finally found out he's handsome. I mean, he is a fine little boy. Like, I think he's just now realizing, like, oh, wait, okay. Like, sometimes they don't be knowing. And you be like,
Right.
I don't think he knows yet, but it sounds like there's somebody. That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your toy list. And board games is it. Card games is for your, this says 8 to 12 card games, but you can still do board games as well. Sorry, you can never go wrong with Sorry. That's the one you pop, right?
Yeah.
Yep. See?
No, that's Trouble.
Oh, Trouble. There you go. And they should be like $5 now, right?
Oh, yeah. Trouble. Watching my mom and my aunts and my great aunts and stuff every weekend play Trouble, and they'd be cussing each other out. It would be funny.
And let me tell you the color. And even though we did our colors for earlier in the spring, it was green. The color now for this winter season is taupe and black. I gotta give it to y'all. Taupe and black. So there you go. You got somewhere to go. Rock that taupe and black. It'll never go out of style. The pictures will be good. Watch your pose. That's important. No, like I'm like, watch your pose. Yeah, Trouble's a game that is fine. Did you guys go? It goes and goes and goes. Did you guys do Black Friday shopping?
No, I Black Friday worked.
Okay. Oh, did you take people shopping?
No, I stayed at the airport. I wasn't
there you
trying to
go.
be in all that mess.
Okay, so was it busy at the airport for Black Friday? Was it pretty
busy on Thursday too? I didn't work Thursday. A friend of mine did because I was asking him how was it. He asked me how was your Thanksgiving. I was like, it's fine. How was yours? He's like, I worked. I said, you stayed about. I said, well, it was busy because I was gonna work, but then it rained all day here, and it was just like, eh.
Okay, what about you?
It was very busy on Thursday as well.
Okay, what about you, Amber D?
I did.
You Black Friday?
I did. We just went to go get one item.
Okay.
And we were at major retail establishments.
Okay.
And I had a run-in with a Karen, and I almost lost it. In front of my guest and in front of my son. Because
Karen tried you?
Yeah. She was about to catch hands. So... That's all. That's why.
Amber D, wait, stop, Nick. Stop, Nick. Stop. We got to hear Amber D. Amber D, come on now.
So it was a group of 4 of us, and so we were waiting on one person. We couldn't find, one person always got to get lost, and so we was waiting at the front of the store by the carts, and so this older couple. They were in the area too. And she said, excuse me. And I immediately moved out of the way. Because I was, apparently I was standing right in front of her cart. So as she walked by me, she said, standing in the effing way.
Oh.
And I turned around. Girl, I cussed her clean out. Like, loudly too. And then I was mad for like 2 hours afterwards.
See?
Like, and I was like, you old ass B-word. Like, you can move out the effing way.
You know what, Amber?
Wait, I want to hear
I'm so proud of you.
No, I'm not. Go ahead, though.
Because I'm like, no, it was ridiculous. I had 9 guests. I had 9 people in my house for Thanksgiving. I'll show you guys pictures. It turned out beautifully. I was tired. I wasn't even dressed. I had on my big trench coat, because I had my moo-moo on underneath it. Okay. I was standing in the corner. I was literally just to get my son his one thing he'd been asking for all year. And I was tired. And I know that I am very intentional about the image that I have curated in public. So I know I wasn't being rude, I wasn't being loud, I wasn't being disrespectful. When she said, excuse me, I moved immediately. So that should have been ended up. So for her to go past me and say that, I'm like, if you bold enough to see her and curse at a stranger, then you are looking for a reaction that I'm going to give you. Because if you can curse at me, that means I can curse at you. But the difference is I'm going to curse you clean out. Because if it hadn't been for my guest and my son, I probably would have followed her around the store until she left crying. Like, don't think
she channeled her inner Nick the voice.
Right? Work. Because she could have caught hands that day. Because it was ridiculous. And the thing with this is, the Karen thing, the Karen thing, that is a cutesy social media way of addressing a lot of white people's entitlement, especially white women's. And I was just like, not today, because boo-boo, I am not my ancestors. So if you're gonna
will catch these hands.
You will catch these hands. You will get cursed clean out and threatened. And you were bucked up in your face. I was about to do it. I was about to take it to the next level. And it's to the point where I don't care if you think I'm ignorant. I don't care if you think I'm ghetto. Because at the end of the day, just like with all of these incidents with Karens, the Karen done instigated. She started the situation. Don't be bad when it come back to you. You can't handle it. But yeah.
That's all I be saying. I mind my business. Now, when you bring out Benita, because that is the alter ego, because my father is Benjamin, so when you bring Benita out, you done crossed the line, and that's when I got to get ignorant. Not ignorant, ignorant. And I'm so proud of you because you brought out your inner Nick the voice. Yes!
Okay. It was so blind.
It was warranted, though. Exactly. Like, you moved. She said, excuse me, you moved out of her way. That should have been it. I get you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Let me say this first. We do not, here on Shop Talk with Mel, we do not condone violence. I'm not mad at you. I hear you. And it's interesting how people will poke the bear and tell the bear how mad to get. So it's something to that, and I get you. We have been in the house. I'm not justifying her actions. We have been in, and you've seen all these Karens and all these videos that are coming out, and you're like, okay, I had enough. And then boom, you ran into a Karen, and she ran into Amber D.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So there you have it. I'm glad that your child and company was there so that you would not be stalking this person or harassing this person. Yeah. I'm glad you didn't lay hands on the lady because poor your child, I was going to say his name, you would have been messing with his Christmas fund, his Christmas money. Right. Okay. So we don't want that either. Now, I'm glad things turned out the way that they did. Okay? So I want to let you guys know the reason I brought up Black Friday. I couldn't go with Black Friday because it wasn't black enough for me. It wasn't.
The sales?
Oh, man, it was terrible. Like $2 off, $4 off. Like,
it just... item we got was full price.
See what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I think they're just trying to recoup their money. You know what I mean? They're just trying to recoup that COVID money that was lost or something because it's just... It wasn't black enough. The Black Friday wasn't black enough for me. So Black Friday online sales hit a new record. 9 billion.
That's what somebody I know did. They went and got like 1 or 2 items from the store, but then their bulk of their Black Friday spending was they placed their online orders.
Yep. Online. They were saying that 7.2 billion they're expecting. You know, they didn't get all the numbers yet because you know how Black Friday goes for the whole week. I'm a people person. I like all the hustle and bustle. I do. I am the person that will go out and be in everybody's way, sipping me some tea, go grab me something from my favorite place, and walk around and sing Christmas carols. That's what I'll do. That's my thing. Christmas Eve. and be in everybody's way for the last minute shoppers. They're like, oh, I need some wrapping paper. I'm just in everybody's way, moseying around, me and my mother, because she likes it too. And we just have a good old time. And just watch it, try to be in the Christmas spirit. I don't want to be fighting. That's why I don't really like Black Friday.
Exactly. It's the energy. And it's like, you are too elderly to be having a mouth like that.
Entitlement.
And it's like, Black Friday is known for that. People being super aggressive, and that's why I don't do it. I'm not even like that.
Do you think that people do it just to, keep it to what it's supposed to be? Like, okay, this is what we're known for, and this is what we need to do?
Maybe.
I'm supposed to act like this. This is a day I get a pass to act like this.
Exactly. I don't know, but it's just like, that's no.
So
not with me.
So you just went out there just like boom, like the Elmo dolls, like you was out there ready to fight over the Elmo dolls or the TVs. They only got 10 TVs for $30 and let's watch everybody fight over it.
Right, yeah. Well,
that's what I never did understand. They only put they put the sale out and then only put a certain amount out there on the sale especially for TVs. They know it's going to be a fight. I think they do that on purpose.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Or to have that line. Sale, to have that line. To be like, and then the news media could catch the whole line. They'd be like, oh, they're in line for the TV. And they'd be like, oh, we only got 5. And then they want to give you, after you done slept and camped out, then they want to give you a gift receipt to say, come back next week. After you sit out there to get it. Not okay. Right. Now, did you see that? I seen all of the stores were closed for Thanksgiving. I'm so happy.
I thought that was nice.
I did too. Even the grocery stores. I was like, finally, because you have your people who love, or they weren't, but they love Black Friday. Wait a minute, 1 second. They love Black Friday, so it's like, okay, well, we're going to open up at 6 on Thanksgiving. No, be with your family. So I was excited about that around here, that they closed it down and then they opened up at 6 in the morning, the normal time like it used to be. But you had the masses and people, they like money. The masses like, oh no, we're going to be out. We're going to camp out. We're going Black Friday right after dinner. Not okay, because those people do have families. So I was excited about that. What's your thoughts, Amber D?
Yeah, I think it was nice that they were closed. I feel like because this was my first time hosting Thanksgiving dinner, and Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because it's food centric, even more than Christmas. Like, I'm serious about food, and so
clearly the $3,000 pots.
And people should be able to spend it with family. And as a person who's hosted Thanksgiving, if you forgot something the day of or like an hour before, it's too late. Just let it go. It's going to be okay without whatever you forgot. It's not the end of the world. Like, at the end of the day, you're there to celebrate and give thanks for the people that are there with you, not because...
Ain't no cranberry sauce. Y'all forgot the cranberry sauce?
Exactly. It's not that deep. It will be okay. So I don't feel like you need to be open on Thanksgiving.
Okay, I got some good news.
Two of the grocery stores here stayed open until... they closed early. They closed about 2 o'clock.
See, I don't like that. Here. I don't like that. Bye, you missed it. You ran out of butter. We ain't having no butter in the mac and cheese. I'm with you, Amber D. But let me tell you about the good news, because we stepping into Christmas.
Okay.
You'll be hearing the Mariah music shortly. Temptations. That's Nick stuff. You gonna hear it. But guess what's coming out for my movie people? I miss Rugo, the movie guy. Listen, Christmas Story sequel.
I heard about that.
They're having a Christmas Story sequel. I have to watch it. You know how it comes on? It's like a whole big marathon. With the originals.
Oh, wow.
The originals. So I'm curious to see, the little people that's going to be in there, because the originals, they're grown. Yes. All of the originals, to my understanding, from what I saw, because they, where y'all go? Look, there you go.
It ain't time.
It ain't time. The original,
check the clock.
The original characters are coming back, and I am
my boy Ralphie.
Ralphie, that's who I heard. That's the interview. Go ahead, Amber D. You want to read that?
So Jessica Faison Golden of Facebook said, Lord, remember, Mel, I got rear-ended on Thanksgiving going shopping a few years ago. That's when I said, sit still, girl, in Thanksgiving. It's not that deep. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, see? Some people, I can't.
Yeah.
And people were driving different.
Mm-hmm.
People were really
let me tell you,
driving different.
It's crazy. I mean, it's bad enough for the accidents, but Wednesday I saw one fatal accident. Yesterday it was a lot of accidents because it's raining down. These folks down here don't know how to drive on dry land, and then when it get wet, you really want to drive crazy. What is wrong with y'all? Really, really bad accidents yesterday. I didn't go anywhere on Thursday. My brother ran to the store. I didn't. But yeah, Wednesday night, I know there was one that was fake because they were sweeping up and cleaning up a burnt car.
Okay, so let me say this because I got to clear all that out. Bind the devil to the pits of hell in the name of Jesus. I don't want anybody to be losing their life, to be having tragic incidences. Please, please, please drive safe. All right, because y'all know I can't do negative. I don't want to. Look, I had to start off at the beginning with the people in their mess because that's what's trending. So family is what's trending now. Family. What we were talking about, spending time with family. So I'm glad that you brought that up. You know, Amity, as far as like if you don't have it, let it go. It's just Thanksgiving and you're with family and be grateful for that. Same, with you, Nick. Family is trending. Did we really have to go through something for us to realize how important our family is? Were we too busy for our family? Think about it. Pre-COVID, were we too busy for our family? Were we so busy that we didn't realize that we was living paycheck to paycheck?
Oh, snap.
Let's come on.
No, I knew I was living paycheck.
Did you? You knew you were?
I knew that.
I definitely realized
But guess what? It was accepted. But now after COVID, it's not accepted. It's like, no, I'm not working. We were made to live without money, and then we realized that's not even important. We still made it.
And I think the deaths, I think a lot of, like even if they didn't themselves die, a lot of people either related to people or knew people that died from COVID or who had like really severe complications from COVID. And it's just like, it gave us like a reality check as far as what really matters in life, which is your family.
Yeah, I agree. Family is that. What's your thoughts, Nick? Do you think that we were living?
Yeah, we've always celebrated with our family, but now it's even more so after, because we did lose a lot of people, and not just to COVID, but other things, especially this year alone. My family has had so many tragedies, so we definitely try to get together, stick together, stay together. And one of my cousins, she is realizing now that she's like, we really, really got to stick together as family. She was like, because losing my sisters made me realize how important family is, and we really have to try to make it a point to get together. And like when we were younger, we always got together. The families always got together just because. It didn't have to be a holiday. Mm-hmm. We got together just because. And the younger generation, we don't do that anymore. And it's like, it's lost. Now, the older generation, a lot of them have passed away. It's lost. And it's like, we need to get that together. Don't wait until somebody dies. Don't wait to a family reunion. Don't wait till a holiday. Get together just because you never know. That might be the last time that you see a certain family member. And I hate to bring, like you said, that negativity, but it's reality.
It really is, because Irene Cara, 63, died at 63. What a feeling. Everybody know that song. That was it.
Right.
That was it. Yeah, 63 years old.
That
Flash.
and Sparkle, when she was in the movies, the original Sparkle.
Yeah, so family is important. Now, I did work. I worked on Thanksgiving, later that evening. And I gotta say, I knew family was going to be trending anyway. because when there were people where I was at, a lot of the family came up and brought them Thanksgiving plates. And I also worked Black Friday. And I didn't mind sharing my time with great people. You know what I mean? We laughed. We had a good time. But when you have people who can't get out, it is so important for, at least even if you're with your family, to somebody to go and just give them a piece of that dry turkey. Or, you know what I mean? Because even in prison, like, so it depends on where you are, or jail, you got a turkey sandwich. They might run out of condiments, but you got a turkey sandwich. You know what I'm saying? You have something, just go and just take it and be like, hey, boom. Now, you do have those people who don't have company and they don't want you to leave. Just come on up. Places are open now, and you can come and visit your loved ones. It's really, really important. Now, I was speaking to one of the EMTs came in, brought somebody in, and I had I would have got a fish sandwich from the spot. Too bad Red Bar's gone, but from my spot, okay? I got a fish. They were like, oh my God, you eating a fish sandwich? And I was like, yeah. They was like, don't you have leftovers? I was like, yeah, but it's different when you cook it. Do you want it? So I ask you lovely ladies, how long should Thanksgiving leftovers be leftovers?
Child, by Sunday is going in the garbage.
What you got, Amber D?
Anything is left.
Amber, you freezing it? Because remember, y'all the clowns that told me I could freeze bread. I ain't even know.
Yeah, no, it depends on what dish it is. Some stuff has already ended up in the garbage, but some stuff I'm like, I can make a sandwich. I can make a soup. I can use this as a soup stock.
It depends.
Put that on your profile.
Yeah.
Now, if you done made too much of something and the one pan got gone, but you still got a whole full pan left, of course you ain't gonna throw that out. You gonna freeze it if it's freezable.
Okay, so you gonna go turkey sandwich, turkey and dumplings, turkey soup,
turkey salad.
Turkey salad.
Instead of chicken
What's a turkey?
salad?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Y'all grown on here. Talk about a turkey salad. Oh.
Instead of chicken salad.
But with turkey. Yeah. Just substitute the meat. I'm actually thinking, so I said turkey, duck, and ham. And I think next year, because I'm not a huge fan of turkey, I'm thinking about doing like a rack of ribs instead of turkey. I'm just not into turkey. And usually when
it's have ribs this time.
Yeah, me and my son, I don't do turkey at all. I'll just do a duck because it's smaller and I like the meat better. But I was like, a rack of ribs will be nice.
Speaking of duck, have y'all ever had a turduck in a couple years?
Okay, hold on. So y'all stayed awake after eating the first, your first plate?
Oh, no. Everybody passed out.
See, that's what I'm thinking. How long? I don't want to go to sleep. And what is it, tryptophan? That make you go to sleep? And you're talking about some turkey soup, turkey stock, turkey, I don't want to go to sleep.
Turkey don't hit me like that. Turkey don't make, it's all the food. It's it's a sugar coma, carb coma.
Is it? All right. Go ahead, Nick.
Jessica Faison Golden on Facebook said, one day is you choose. One day in me.
That's it. I don't know what happened to Nick. Nick, your voice, we can't hear your voice. Look at him cussing. Look, for the listening audience.
Somebody called and
okay, well, they can't get the time. They can't get the time. We focused here. Stay focused. Just ignore. Keep it moving. So, tryptophan, y'all gonna be asleep. Okay, Amber, I'm not coming over because I already know you goes off. Amber D goes off on the Karens. Amber D got the cops coming over to bother her spot because they just chilling on the porch. Amber D go put you to sleep. You want something to eat? I'm going to put you to sleep. We're talking listen, the one time I came over there, we stood at the end and was talking outside for about an hour. Just talking. It's always fun there. It's fun. It is fun. I'm joking. It's fun over Amber D's and just chilling because she is... What would you call that? You got a whole vine that you grow like a green thumb?
I'm extra. I'm extra.
I'm gonna say that. I'm agree with that. Yes, She got like a whole band. Like, you're like, am I in the country, but in the city? Like,
Right.
Nick, when you come back to Ohio or PA, wherever, you gotta come over to the homeowner's home.
Yeah.
Because you're somewhere else. You are somewhere else. Because it was like, okay, creating the ambiance.
Right.
Okay.
It
Make
was-
your space your own.
Right.
It is,
Yeah,
and
on the porch.
listen, on the front porch, yep.
On the front porch.
On the front porch. Listen, her front porch furniture, like, I mean, her front porch is huge, but it's like the furniture, this it's like a dining room table. Like, it's so much space. And you sitting there and be like, hey, you know how you sit, because that's what Shop Talk is, like sitting on the front porch, sipping on some lemonade, just having a good time. You're going to need a microphone to talk to her down the way.
Dang.
Oh yeah, it's way over there. You be like, hey, but it's a lot of space. It's a lot of fun, and talk about creating your environment. It is zen. It definitely is, and it's like you got to walk through the arc
Porch.
to go up the first step. You walk through. When you go in there, you're like in the garden.
It's a garden.
Oh, wow.
It is. It's very nice, but I don't want to go to sleep. You know, the garden is zen. I'm like, I got somewhere to go, so I still need my energy. Do I hear a pop up? You know, something like that.
No.
Let me get like, do I hear
You
something?
hear the chopper. You might hear the police chopper. Over
Yeah. But
I
then,
have to have my Zen garden, okay? Because it's real over here. Like,
it's zen. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Up, I heard a sound. Up, gotta go. Keep it moving. Keep it going. Boom. Done. But it's a great place. It's a great place. But we're going to have to shoot over there.
yeah, I'm gonna show you guys.
Shoot the show over there.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a great idea.
On the porch.
On the porch.
Porch, yeah.
And then y'all see what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna be like, well, where they at? We look, everybody can have their computer right on her porch, and you won't hear an echo.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's really nice. It's a beautiful place. The energy is good. Love it. So you gotta check it out. And the moral of the story of that, me bringing that up, is creating your own environment and, you know, your own peace. And we are in charge of our own space, and we make it.
Amen to that. Yes.
We make it what we want it to be.
And sage if you need to. You got
Man, y'all done used all the sage. It wasn't none at the doggone store. I was like, y'all burning all the sage. Ain't gonna be enough for these folks stressing. Like,
Hey.
I had to call my daughter. She always sage and everything. I'm like, how about don't invite the people over? You got to keep burning all the sage. Like, go somewhere. But look, I went up there, went to Virginia. It was so funny because she's like, I don't know what's going on. Girl, I popped the trunk. I felt like my mama. Had some olive oil in the trunk. Let's pray over it. Boom, let's get all of these doors, everything. I was like, it's in me. It's in me. It's coming out. Look, I have transitioned. Where you at? I am at this phase of my life. And now I'm doing the stuff that the grown folks used to do. But I am not the grown folks. We are not the same. Amber D said it. I am not my ancestors. I'd be like, Amber, give me your bank card. Look, I would have been that friend at the store. Be like, give me your purse. Come on.
You're right.
Because I'm going to have to bail you out. You know what I mean? It's going to be your money, though. Like, come on. We got to do what we have to do. But I wanted to talk about what was trending today. And that, I told y'all, everything that's trending. And it's so sad to try to find something and pull something out. But TSA, Nick, talk about your people. Listen. It was 2 chicks. They found, 2 keys? They had it sewn in their hair.
In their hair. I saw that.
Kind of like it's ingenuity.
But my thing is, like they said, this is not the first time that they have done that. 'Cause
Listen.
it was too perfect.
It was too perfect.
Man, it looked like something like a 1985 roller set. You see how it was sewn down under the weave? I was like,
Under Louise.
now, my thoughts in my field, I'm thinking, that's your scalp. Now, here you go. When we drug test, we take hair. That's there. And I don't know if they had like a bag up under it and then sold it onto the bag.
It was in bags and sold.
See, in my mind, here we go. That's why I should have named the show In My Mind for Christmas. In my mind, I'm like, that stuff will seep through your skin.
And you know what? Guys, we've already talked about this, but a beloved family member has been diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and I'm going to be taking care of her. And when I start giving her medication, I have to wear gloves.
It's important.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wear gloves anyway, though.
I mean, I'm not a nurse. I'm just a regular person. And I was like, oh my, this is getting to be a lot. So I got to...
You matter!
To chop her pills up and stuff. It's getting to be a lot.
You should always do that. Even the people that sold drugs, because, what was it? Jimmy Crack Corn. That was the name of that show back in 2011. And she was an ex-addict. And she used to sell. She was like big time. So she was selling the drugs. She got addicted from inhaling it and not wearing the gloves and getting it all prepared. And that's how she ended up flipping it. Becoming, they was like, oh, you're getting high off your own supply. Well, it happened because she was preparing it. And that's how she became an addict. But she's been clean for many, many years. And that's why she was able to share her story to let other people know. Because we know that the gateway drug is weed. So it starts off and then you just add on. I just had to put that out there because that's who I am. So you have to wear gloves. Yay. And if you're dealing with psych meds, if you're somebody that you're taking care of and they're on psych medication, wear gloves because that stuff can get through your system. But congratulations to you. Look at you being helpful. Always, though.
That didn't sound
a caretaker.
No, it's my fur baby. So, but yeah, because it literally, it said it. Like, you need to make sure because it will. She's going to be starting immunosuppressants.
Okay.
And so they're like, yeah, you need because it'll absorb through your skin and your hands, or if you inhale the dust, if you have to, because it's a fur baby and she's on human drugs. A lot of time you have to chop the pills down for their weight.
Uh-huh.
And so I was just like, Lord, this is going to be a lot.
But guess what? It is a lot, and a lot of people don't realize what the caretaker goes through.
Yes.
It's a lot, mentally and physically. And it's easy for somebody to be like, oh, all they have to do is do this, and this is around the clock. This is a 24-hour thing. Even when you are away, your mind is still, are they okay? Mm-hmm. And it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. So kudos to you and your fur baby. But we all take care of people. We always want to make people smile. We want them to feel good. And that is my reason for doing this show. It really is. Let's have a conversation. Just like we about to go. I was having a conversation. We're talking about BS. Go ahead, Nick. You got it. What I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, I want to know what BS, where it really came from, besides cow.
No,
dung.
It's different. It's very different. So go ahead. You can say the word. I'm going to clear you on it. Go ahead.
Okay, bullshit.
All right. There we go. So, listen. This is good. So we're sitting here talking, and usually people, when they say that word, it actually, it means no value. You know what I mean? Go figure. Why does bull S mean no value? Cow manure is value. So that's why I was like, no, it's different. A cow is what? Male or female? Female. A bull is a
male.
Cow manure, fertilized, has value. Bull S has what?
No value.
Boom! Girl power! I just had to put it out there. Let me entertain the people. So it's used in the right context when people say it. They be like, BS, yep, you're right. But you gotta watch. You gotta watch because some cow manure had a percentage of, go ahead, Nick.
Bullshit.
in it, and it was no good, and you didn't know what's happening. I don't have any growth out here. What's going on? So here we go, lovely people. You don't want to mix in certain things. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't against nobody. I'm just saying, read between the lines if you can. Purity is everything. Purity is everything. Fertilize, we fertilize as women, but we just gonna go ahead. I just had to put that girl power out there because that's what I do. All right. Y'all already know. Let me give you today's footnote. Today's footnote is: blood makes you related. Loyalty makes you family.
Amen to that.
How about that? Did I touch you? Did I touch you?
Yes.
I wanted to give to today's footnote with you lovely people. All right. I thoroughly enjoyed you. We come to the end of the show. Make sure that you guys like us on all socials and podcasts. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can do so, and that information is below. We accept Cash App, PayPal, all that good stuff, all at Shop Talk with Mel. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm just now getting hip, but I'm there, okay? Subscribe to that on all socials. Like us at Shop Talk with Mel, and also your favorite podcast, anywhere you want to go. Just Google Shop Talk with Mel. You can listen to the previous shows. We try to give it to you. We try to uplift. The reason for this platform is to encourage, inspire, and motivate you to be better. That's the show, lovely people. Find you, embrace you. Most importantly, always, always love you. Until next week, people, you know what it is. On the count of 3, ladies. 1, 2, 3. Shop Talk! Oh man, we gonna get it one day.
Almost.
Almost. We doing it. We getting it.